Okay, I think I got it. All right, I want to welcome all of you tonight. We're excited to have Andrea Estes. She's an Emerald Ambassador, and she's always so generous with her time and her wisdom, and I'm always just so extremely grateful for her. And you know, it's kind of neat because there are a lot of sister sidelines here in Plexus, and because we are Plexus One, and because of the way that this company is formed and built, there's no competition. We're just all here to help each other and to cheer each other on and to offer whatever wisdom we have. And I look at Andrea's page a lot. I follow her and Cheryl also because they are so inspirational and their team pages are alive and kicking. And I hope that she'll talk about that a little bit. Before I have her jump on here, though, I wanted to mention that I'm going to be having, it's a launch party, a grand opening launch party for some girls that just jumped on. In 4 weeks, we had 4 from the Rigg family, Abby, Maggie, Olivia, and their dad all joined Plexus. And so we're having a launch party for her and for Rachel Steer, but anybody is welcome to jump on that. It's Plexus Cowgirls Cowboys online event. So if you would like to be added to that, please let me know and I will add your name. And you know how it is, the more the merrier. It just generates a lot of excitement. And they're all on Rachel's team, and Rachel's on this call here. She's doing a great job leading these girls and guys, and they're kind of on fire. So anyway, if you want to jump on, please let me know. Anyway, without further ado, we all want to hear from Andrea. Thank you so much, and take it away.
Thank you for even asking me to be on. I feel so honored. I don't feel like I'm anybody special. I just love Plexus and share that daily. And I just want to thank you, Ann Rossi, for having me and asking me to be on. And you two actually, your leaders did a call for me last month on my team, and I was just like in awe. It's kind of like starstruck when they speak. And you guys have amazing, amazing leaders. And they're just such good women, right? Like you guys have the best. I always tell Rossi and Darcy, I'm like, can I just spend the week with you? Like just to learn your ways of like motherhood and life, and just, I don't know, your energy is just so contagious and amazing. And I feel so honored to be your friend and to be doing Plexus with you. So thank you for having me on. And so Darcy wanted me to go over a few topics, and then I can, answer any questions that you guys may have. I don't know, most of you don't know my journey a little bit, so I'll just kind of give you little snippets of it. I started Plexus April 30th of 2015. Our son was 3 months old, and I saw Bridget, posting about the pink drink. And I was just exhausted. I was tired all the time, the typical like exhausted, living off caffeine and sugar. I was very overweight. I've struggled with depression the majority of my life, and I've had a lot of stomach issues. So I see her over here just thriving and, pregnant with her 7th baby. And I'm like, I need some of that, And so I messaged her. She wasn't talking about weight loss or anything. She was just talking about energy, something I desperately needed. So I messaged her and I started the products and I bought retail. And I remember on day 5 just waking up and just feeling like 1,000,000 pounds had been lifted off my shoulders. And prior to Plexus, I've been approached by other network marketers, to join their companies, start their products, and that's great for them. But nothing ever was like something that I wanted to put my name on. I kind of stuck my nose up at network marketing, to be honest. I really didn't think you could make any money, and I really didn't think the products were of value out there. But when I started Plexus, obviously it's different, right? We all know that these products are amazing, and that's why I joined Plexus. That's why I share Plexus, because they've really like changed my life. And if I can just help somebody else do that, then that's a reward enough. But they pay us to do that, so that's another reward, right? And then we get to make all these amazing friends. So just to kind of give you that idea. So I started April 30th, and I remember I went silver in June. And I was so excited, right? Like just the momentum, and I got my 3 and I got my big announcement, and then July came. And Plexus had a join special of $17.76, and everybody was adding all these people, and nobody was joining my team. And then the 3 that I went silver with, 2 of them quit in July. And so I was kind of down in the dumps. Do you guys ever get discouraged? Yeah? Okay. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's normal. It happens to all of us. It happens to, you know, whether you're silver or you're a diamond. People are going to quit, and that's okay. Because I always say to my team, show people grace, because they may not be ready for, you know, to feel better. They may not be ready financially to make that commitment, or time-wise, or whatever. So I always say show people grace. And so anyway, I got really discouraged. I remember I messaged Bridget. I'm like, can I do a 3-way call? Because I had never done one with her and Rhonda, because I just needed some encouragement. And, you know, they snapped me out of it. And that's what I tell my team. If you're feeling discouraged, or you're just, you know, feeling a slump, message me, message your upline. Let's get on a call, because we just snap each other out of it. And that's why you have amazing sidelines, uplines, even, you know, to help you. And so I snapped out of it. Obviously, I'm still here, right? But I did think about quitting, because people were making fun of me, and, you know, people were quitting on me. But I knew these products were transforming people's health. So I kept going. So from silver to gold, it took me 6 months. So January of last year is when I went gold. So look at where I am January of this year. A lot can happen, right? Like, you know what I kept doing is I kept growing as a person, and I kept building more belief within myself. I've done about 30 3-way calls this year already with my team. And that's one thing a lot of people lack, is belief. And it's not necessarily because they don't want to, but something inside of them is holding them back. It's either, you know, stuff from their childhood, or just stuff from a previous job, or, you know, caring what people think. And nobody can train you how to have belief. You kind of have to build that on your own, and you just have to keep growing stronger and stronger. And we always say, like, Plexus is personal development with a comp plan. You've got to kind of grow yourself. So if you're feeling stuck in your business, but you're like, I'm doing all the things, are you really working on yourself? And that's huge. Like, personal development and being successful in this business, I think that's why I am successful now, because I had to grow within those 6 months to become a better person. If I would have gone enrolled in 6 months, my team would have fallen apart, because there was no way I knew how to lead them, right? And so that's why I say, like, don't compare journeys, because some people start this business and maybe they were a customer for, you know, Bridget was a customer for 9 months. So she had that belief. She knew the product. She knew the company. She knew Rhonda. So she had that in. I joined. I knew nothing about Plexus. I had nobody really to tell me things. I just joined, and I'm in. But I had to figure it out as I went. So don't ever compare journeys. I mean, I've done it, obviously. Like, I look at Rossi and I'm like, oh, she's so amazing. And, you know, like, I would watch her journey and just how she developed. But we're all different. But we all have the same website. We all have the same products. We all pay the same $34.95. So we all have the ability to go all the way with Plexus. And, you know, I'm not just blowing smoke. Like, I'm serious. Like, we all can do it. And if you say, I will be a diamond with Plexus, and you want to be a diamond with Plexus, you will. Like, it's all about what you tell yourself. Obviously, you have to work for it too, but it's belief in yourself. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, because I feel like that's something a lot of people struggle with, and confidence. You know, when people are talking to you about the products, you want to be confident. Yeah, yes, I love these products. Or people are asking you, oh, it's kind of expensive. And you're like, oh, I know. No, you want to, this is not expensive. You know how much money I'm actually saving being on Plexus versus before Plexus? All the coffee and, you know, alcohol and prescriptions and doctor visits and all of that. So you want to have that confidence, like, oh my gosh, girl, it's only this amount. It's like $3 a day. I'm saving money, you know? So it's just having belief in the products, belief in the company, and belief in yourself. And if you have those 3 things, you will go all the way with this company. Like, no doubt in my mind. You just have to believe it. So, Darcy wanted me to kind of go over, like, my team engagement and how we have the momentum on our team page. And I really just think it's about relationships and keeping those bonds with my levels 1s and my runners. Even my levels 2s, 3s, I even have, a bond with my level 5. And, we're constantly working together. If people want to run this business, no matter what level they are with you, run with them. Like, they motivate you, you motivate them. Like Darcy said, we're not in competition. We all want it for each other. We all want to be at the top. I want to be in Maui with everybody on this call, and that can happen. So we do a lot of relationships building. I have group chats on Messenger with I'll take my level 1 and her runners, and I'll do a group chat, and I'll check in with them every 4 days or, once a week at least. And how's everybody doing? And I'll give them little, questions like, okay, who's done their IPA today? Who's done this? What successes have you had this week? And kind of just encourage them. Because when I do that on our team page, it's a lot of crickets, right? Like, you just put out a post, not everybody responds, but if you send a message to them and there's their leader on there too, they have to respond for the most part. So I really try to engage with my team and my runners. And when I feel like stuff is getting stagnant, it's kind of okay, what do we need to do? Like today, we just out of the blue yesterday, I'm we're going to start a 7-day challenge starting tomorrow. And so this is getting all of our newbies kind of excited and posting and getting new customers and messaging me, oh, I got a new customer, super excited, and sharing in that excitement with them. And so we do a lot of these challenges. Yesterday we did a Pink Saturday, probably similar to the event that you guys were just talking about. But I'm always trying to keep something on the calendar to build that engagement, because, some of my team, they're working. They don't have time to set up a 7-day boot camp or, set up a Pink Saturday. So this helps kind of relieve that stress with them and just keep things moving along and keep the engagement going. I do, at least once a month, I do the Silver and 7 challenge. So that gets people kind of back into the game, where they kind of have fallen off, and it just builds more engagement. And I do some giveaways on our team page. I do contests quite a bit. It doesn't have to be anything huge. People love just to win anything. I remember when I first started doing contests, people just like competition. And it's a friendly one. It's not nasty, but they just want to win. And I did do a poll on our team page. I asked okay, because everybody has a different love language, right? Some people love recognition. Some people love contests and winning. And some people like personal one-on-one time with you. So kind of figuring out what your teammates' love languages are. But I did a poll on our team page asking what people wanted to win for contests, so that the contests were more exciting and more engaging with my team, so that I would get more involvement. So it's really just tapping into my team. And again, that took me time to figure that out and build those relationships. But something clicked with me about 3 months ago, and people don't quit if they have a relationship with you, right? They're not going to just, oh, forget it, I'm not going to take my products, I'm out of here. So number one, they're not going to quit if they have a relationship with you. And number two, they're not going to quit if they understand the products and detox and how to take everything. So I do check in with my people quite a bit and saying, okay, especially when they first join, just because they join the business side, they don't know everything. So I've got to be their personal coach, check in with them after 3 days of their first week and saying, how is everything going? How is your stomach feeling? Are you going to the bathroom more? Really asking those personal questions, asking how the water intake is. And I'm sure this is everything everybody already knows. So sorry if I'm kind of just repeating, but I'm just trying to connect with them and really explain it to them, so that when they start getting people, that's duplicatable. They're doing that with their people, so that when they sign up a level 2 for me, they're level 1, that person I can already know is taken care of, and I don't have to worry, now I have to check in with their level 1. So it's kind of duplicating that process, but it took me time to figure that out. Again, I was a newbie to network marketing. I've been a manager before, but this is not the same thing. It's helping people grow their businesses and helping people develop as people, which is really a beautiful thing. I'm a people person. I love to help people no matter what it is. So I definitely feel like this was my calling, but it took me time to figure out that calling and how to, make it all work. Team engagement. Okay. So yeah, a lot of team engagement on my team page. Getting them excited about convention. Who's excited about convention on here? I know I can only see like 4 people's faces, but hopefully everybody, and I hope everybody's registered. I instill this in my team like weekly. And if I know people haven't registered, I kind of message them, hey, at least register. For whatever reason you can't go, you can at least get your money back, but you don't want to be able to go and then be on a wait list. So convention is huge. You are at Super Saturday. Yes, Super Saturday was amazing. Leaders Retreat is amazing, but I feel like convention is the core of it all. It's just you're coming together, 12,000 Plexus people, and Plexus pulls out all the red carpet. They just pour into us, and it's just, if your belief isn't there, it'll be there. And if your belief is already there, it's going to be like intensified because you're like, yes, like I just remember leaving and thinking, wow, this was just like mind-blowing, amazing. And I just feel so honored to be a part of this journey. Sometimes, it's like, gosh, everything's just so good. Like our products are good. Our comp plan's amazing. Our company's good. Where's the catch? But there's no catch. It's just this, it's real. And we're allowed to have good things in our life. And I think that's what kind of scares people too. Like, I don't know, it seems too good to be true. But that's okay. Like we're allowed to be happy, and Plexus has all of that, and it's not too good to be true. We're real people, and I always tell people that about Bridget. I'm like, girl, I was waitressing with her. We were handing out French fries and ketchup to people. Like we're real people. It's not like somebody's mom back east whose cousin's friend went all the way to the top. Like this is attainable for all of us. And so convention, if you have not registered, seriously, try to be there. Even if you could just be there for 2 days out of the 4, try to be there because number 1, I want to meet all of you. And number 2, you get to spend that time with your team and growing and learning and just seeing all of what it's all about. Like they just pour into us. They train us. They really just pull out all the stops and they really care about us. And that's what's so genuine. I've worked in corporate America and just to feel, I met Alec and Tarl and I'm just, of course I'm starstruck, but they're just regular people, and they're just so genuine. And I think if you don't have that 100% belief in the company, you'll have it once you leave convention. So leaders are made at convention. And you're already a leader, then you're made even better at convention. We can always grow as people, and so convention definitely does that for us. Okay, and then one more thing Darcy asked me to go over is attrition. Attrition is just, it's the nature of the business, and white lines, and now white lines even more because, people don't necessarily have to have their backup order on, but we want them to have their backup order on. We want people to get their monthly shipments. And how I try to work with attrition, again, it happens to all of us. Like I log into my back office and there's just white lines everywhere. But again, it's about building those relationships. And if you have a level 1 who's signing people up, but she's not really in it, then those people she's signing up are your level 1s. You need to take over, you need to message them and be there and be their coach because yes, she's not taking care of them, but that's okay. She's kind of like a connector, and that connector may be growing this huge leg for you, but you need to take care of them and be there for them. So that's what I've kind of done over time. I mean, I still get attrition. I still get people I message that don't respond to me. It happens to the best of us for sure. But it's just kind of reaching out and educating people on the products, inviting them to come back. The 2 people that I told you quit on me in July, one kept watching and watching and watching and re-signed up 2 months ago. back under me. She's like, I wish I would have never quit. And I'm like, I know. But that's your story, you know, like if you've quit and you've come back, that's your journey. And that's how you're going to share to people. I wish I would have never quit. So it's okay if that happens. But, you know, like I'm saying, it's really about relationships and building relationships with your team, your customers, your downline, because we're in the relationship marketing business. And if without relationships, you're not going to have a successful team at all. So that's why I try to do meetings with my team. I do Zoom calls like this with my team. I'm always trying to tap in and be engaged with them and see them. If you can do one-on-one meetings with your team, that's great. I know some of you live out of, like I have a girl who lives in Colorado, but I try even a little bit harder with her to tap in with her and get her connected with people in Colorado, because people feel disconnected from a team because maybe you are out of state or you don't live local. They're going to start kind of feeling disconnected. So always trying to be more connected with those people and finding people that do Plexus in their area and connecting them. So those were the 3 things that you kind of wanted me to go over. Did you want me to cover anything else, Darcy? Or Rossi?
Actually, well, no, I think that's just great. I don't know if anybody else has any questions for her. Let's just do the questions afterwards. Rossi, are you on here? Can you jump in here? I know there was a couple of things that you were going to cover too, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yep. Sorry. I am on here. I'm going to add to Andrea's, because you guys all listen to her. She is the sweetest person. And if you can learn anything, I think the missing link when teams are kind of struggling or whatever is that relationship. And Andrea is so good about being intentional about relationships. We did a Zoom call like this for her a little while ago, and in the mail we got a card with a keychain. You're just so thoughtful in those little things. That's what she says. It doesn't have to be huge or whatever, but that meant so much getting that in the mail. So take down those notes just to be intentional with your people and building those relationships, because that's the missing link. When we have a team that's struggling or a leg that's struggling, you can usually pinpoint it down to relationship. And so finding those ways to connect with your downlines and your level ones. I think a lot of reasons, one of the main reasons we don't reach out to the people that are signing up, even our customers, is fear. Fear of what they're going to say, fear of if they're not going to like the products, or, you know, if they stopped ordering, we're kind of nervous about what they're going to say. Don't ever, ever be nervous about contacting them. We want to make sure they stay on their products. We want to make sure they have a good feeling with this company and with us. And so keep connected. Don't let that fear get in the way of you doing what is right and what will make your business successful, because that's what we hear that cliche saying all the time, that we're in the business of relationships. That couldn't be more true. That's it. This is all about relationships. So make sure you're building the relationships. The other thing, I was on a training call today and we talked about the second thing, I think, and you're going to laugh, but the second thing I think is the biggest reason we kind of lose people, and you know, maybe they don't respond to us right away. Maybe we didn't make that connection and build that relationship up in the very beginning, so they were not comfortable coming back to us and talking about poop, or those things that they're dealing with when they're detoxing and all of that. That's hard to talk. I mean, it's hard when you go into a doctor's office and try to talk to your doctor about all of the things that you're experiencing, if you're pregnant, all the things that we experience. It's hard to talk to your doctor. Even more so, half the people that are signed up on my team are complete strangers. Do you think they're going to want to come to me and tell me that they're running to the bathroom every 5 minutes? Normal people, it's normal for me to talk about poop, and I have 7 kids, but for the normal person, that's not normal, and they're not going to come to me and tell me that. So again, though, that falls back to relationship and building that relationship right away. So a couple of things that I started doing, like Andrea, and I probably got this from her and a couple other people that do this is the calls. I do a lot of 3-way calls and a lot of one-on-one calls. I'm constantly calling people, and, I try to shave it down to 15 minutes, but, it can sometimes end up being long. But I think those calls are the connectors. We're having some training, and I posted it on my team page about our team pages. I think sometimes we think we're doing enough, but we're not. If we are posting things on our team page or posting something on Facebook saying, it's true for every area of our business. If we're just posting and thinking that our business is going to grow through posting, we're mistaken. It's not going to grow through posting. It's going to grow through relationship. And that's the same for our business and keeping our people with us. It all falls back on relationships, and doing those one-on-one calls and things makes that connection, and just builds that relationship and trust. You need to trust us, and so just building that up with them. But there's training on the team page about team pages, because what I was saying, same with posting, and we think that's enough, but similar to sometimes we will post something on our team page. For instance, if we want to schedule these calls with people, I started out this way, so I learned my lesson. If I wanted to schedule a call with somebody, I would post it on my team page. Who wants to schedule calls? I'm booking calls from this time to this time, right? I didn't get a lot of feedback. And so then I was like, well, I guess nobody wants a phone call. No, people want to feel important. So then I started just messaging them individually. Hey, I would love to talk to you, love to connect with you. If they're in the business, let's build a business plan. Let's do a one-on-one call. Or if you want to get your level 1, if they're not my level 1, if you want to get your level 1, we can do a 3-way call, and let's plan things out. They want to feel that they're that important, that you would send a message specifically to them rather than this generic thing. But sometimes we think we're doing enough by just generically posting and generically putting things out on our team page, or we need to be intentional and very pointed in how we're running our business and building relationships. They don't just happen. We have to work at them. Just like a marriage, it just doesn't happen to be wonderful and kinks just work out. You have to work at it. So I love that you talked on it.
I want to just agree with that. Like the team pages with mine, I do not just, if Rhonda and Bridget share something, I don't just go to my team page and share that, because you guys are already seeing that. That's kind of like on Facebook when we say, don't just share people's posts, be genuine and be connected. If Bridget shares something that's like, oh my gosh, like this needs to be on our team page, I will share that. But I notice people just share the same stuff, and it's kind of like with our Facebook feed. It's like commercial, and they're just going to scroll right by. They're like, I already saw this on 3 other pages. Like, why am I going to do that? And I noticed that with, leaders in the company that just share, and it's very stagnant. So you lose interest with your team. You want to be engaging and share things of value, that not everybody else is sharing. So that was a good point. I actually have these cards here when you said, sending things out. So I've been messaging my team and kind of really digging deep with them on what their goals are. And I was asking them some really good questions. I'll actually tell you guys what they are right now, because I think they're great questions for all of us to kind of ask ourselves. One of the questions is, if your level 1s were to duplicate your activity over the past 3 months, would there be rank advancements on your team? So that's something that you have to really dig deep. And I sent these out. I don't know if you guys saw my post, like if you want to be Ruby, Senior Ruby, or Emerald this year, that's your goal. Comment below, I want to send you something. Well, they probably thought I was going to send them a prize or something. But I sent them each of these questions, and it really made them dig deep and be like, no, I'm not performing like I should be. That's nobody else's fault but myself. So it really made them focus. So after all these emails back and forth, I'm going to send out some cards and just encourage them a little bit more, because that's, it's just connecting with them. And I like doing that. Another question I asked is, are you focused on just managing your team, or are you in actual personal activity? Once we start growing a team, I did this. I kind of went into management mode. You can't do that. You've got to keep recruiting and adding at least 3 people a month, because if you expect your team to do that, you've got to kind of be doing that too. And September was a bad month for me. I was working really hard trying to rank to Emerald. I wasn't recruiting. I think that maybe I added 1 person, maybe, but I don't even think I did that. I was so focused on just getting to Emerald, I wasn't thinking about everything else, and my business suffered. And so it's really just about your personal activity, because if your team, Bridget always says this, the speed of the leaders is the speed of the team, but if your team doesn't see you doing personal activity, why are they going to do it? And so we've got to kind of lead by examples. And then the next question I asked, if all your level 1s duplicated your IPA, would you consider them a runner? Again, that's kind of like, it's bringing it back to you, like, am I doing what I want my team to do? So I don't know where I went off with that, but I just wanted to share that with you, because I think those are really good questions to ask ourselves, and then to ask our people who want to rank. Well, what are you doing to get there? Are you doing the things that you expect your team to do? Because it's not just your team doing it. You've got to also grow, And so those are really good questions to kind of ask ourselves. And then the last question was, what are 3 things you're willing to sacrifice to get there? And one of the things somebody said was TV. Yes, I mean, we could just watch TV for hours. That's not growing your business. That's not working hard. I tell people, if you work this really hard for 2 years, it will pay off, like, no doubt. And I didn't work it really hard for the first 6 months. So I still got at least another year to work hard. But I would work super hard for 2 years to be a diamond, right? Wouldn't you guys? That's insane. I couldn't do that in my last job. Like, I had to wait 6 months to get a 50-cent raise. And so the opportunity is like crazy, but you have to put in the time. And some people want instant results, not just with the products, for health wise, but they want their business to be instant too. There's no way I would, in 2 months go make $100,000 somewhere. That's not going to happen here. Let's be realistic. We have to kind of work hard and maybe not get a paycheck now to get a paycheck down the road. So I'm going to be real with you guys. My first 7 months with Plexus, I made $8,000. Okay. That's pretty good though. I was excited. I was only looking to make $500 a month. So I was excited. That's about what my paycheck was in the month of October. So look at the difference. If you work really hard, it's going to pay off. And so now all that work I did in the previous months where I wasn't making all that good income, it's paying off now, and that's residual income. So I don't like to talk about money. I think it's really weird, but I think people need to know too, like, yes, I wasn't making a lot in the beginning, but now it's definitely paid off for me. I stuck with it and I kept going, and consistency is key for sure.
Very good.
I kind of went off on a tangent.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh, okay, good.
No, and I think, a lot of I don't like talking about money either, but money is a motivator, and that really, it sounds so bad, but that's true for all of us. We're all doing it for financial freedom. Of course, the health benefits and all of that, but if we're really working this business, it's because we have both of those things. We want to see those health benefits, but we want to be we want it to financially pay off. We want our families to have freedom and our husbands to come home. And so money talks. And so I love that you shared that with us. I'm telling you, our family is, the blessing is just incredible. And so I'm so thankful. And mine was similar. I did not work hard at all for the first probably 6, 7, 8 months till I finally was like, okay, I'm just going to push and go. But yeah, I just think that's my only regret. If I would have pushed hard out the gate, it would have been a lot better. But same thing, God knew, and I was not prepared to be a leader for a team yet. And so he just paced me, and it was good. But
Yes. Well, and I wanted to add one thing. I think that for those of us with spouses, a lot of times it's the show me the money that they're wanting to see. Men are like that. A lot of men are like that. And so when you can show them the money, then you have a believer. I know that's the way it was with my husband too. So
yeah.
Anyway, Rossi, were you gonna cover some Instagram?
Well, I didn't know if I might just do the Instagram on a FaceTime or a Facebook Live or something, because then I can have Gabrielle do it and I can video it from the computer. But from the phone to the computer, it doesn't work very well. But I want to kind of show you guys some Instagram techniques. Mandy's not on here, but she was my guinea pig. I made her try it. And it works good for building your network on Instagram with organic followers. Organic meaning followers that are following you because of your lifestyle, and they're going to keep following you because of your lifestyle and your common interests. So I'll go on probably the beginning of this week and do a Facebook Live with Gabrielle like we did on the last Instagram training. And because, yeah, it's good. It works. So
I'm excited to hear that. Well, let's go ahead and open this up for some questions. Does anybody have any questions for Andrea or Rossi? Go ahead and unmute yourself. I know I was going to tell you, Andrea, that Rossi and me and Rossi's sister, my other daughter, Ricky, we are all bringing our husbands to convention this year.
Oh, cool.
So we're so excited about that.
Oh, fun. I can't wait to meet them.
They're all different. I'll just say that.
you're in for a treat.
I bet they're so sweet.
I don't know about sweet, crazy, but.
Anybody have a question? Rachel? Do you have a question?
There we go. Okay, for some reason I can't get my, there we go. Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I guess my question is, what was that breaking point for you, Andrea? Like that push through moment that you did a lot of self-development, but was there like a specific time where it was like it all connected?
Yeah, well, like I said, in July when I talked to Rhonda and Bridget,
Okay.
July was really rough for me. Like I was crying, like, thinking about quitting. Like I love the products. There's no way I'm never going to stop taking these products. But I just didn't think I had it in me to keep going. Like I didn't have thick skin, and I'm definitely getting thick skin now for sure. I've lost weight with Plexus, but I'm gaining a thicker skin a different way. But I've always been a quitter in my life. I've quit all the diets. I've quit, I started my master's and I quit. I've just been kind of like, I never knew what I wanted to do, and I always felt lost. And I said, you know what? Something in my brain just said, you are not going to quit again. You are going to do this. You're going to prove yourself that you can do this. You're going to prove it to your kids. And of course, I want to prove it to everybody that told me I can't do it too. So that kind of just, something in my brain just triggered and just said, you're going to do this. And I just kept pushing through and pushing through. And I don't think I've cried since because of Plexus, something in my brain, like I can't explain, what was said to me. I think I just had to hit the breaking point of just feeling very discouraged and low, that I just said, forget it. I'm going to do this. Like, no matter what, I'm going to do it. So it wasn't the money. It wasn't that. I'm all about recognition and getting recognized for doing something well. I would do this, even if I didn't make the money that Plexus pays, because I like to help people. And so that just kept driving me.
Okay, thank you.
I'll add a little bit to that too. And it's tough love that I tell especially my level ones, because I'm this person so I can recognize it. But I think a lot of times we make the decision to get on that emotional roller coaster. There are going to be highs and lows, in Plexus, and there's going to be great times and low times, and people are going to be mean and people are going to be nice. But we choose to get on that emotional roller coaster. We need to make the decision to get off and to walk, be even through the whole thing, and not, because those are the times, and I struggled a lot with it, calling Bridget in the beginning, because I was like, I can't do this. I'm not a leader, and this person's mean and whatever. But it was all me choosing to get on that emotional ride. instead of just saying, you know what, it is what it is. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. I'm going to keep my my goals and my reason and my why in front of me, and I'm going to choose not to get on that ride and ride that, So I think too, a lot of it has to do with we're women. We get emotional. I love the men in the company because it's like there's no emotional roller coaster for them. They just like go, and I love that. I admire that about them, but it is a decision on our part because I think that for me was my place where I was just like, I'm just going to do this. I know what my goal is. I know my motive, and I want to be a good leader, and I want to be helping my family in this way. And I just decided I'm not going to ride that emotional roller coaster anymore. And like Andrea, I don't think I've cried since then either. When I just said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to, and it is developing thick skin and just choosing to let things roll off. Actually, I think the moment when it really happened was Almy Darlings. I don't know if you've heard her talk about the quack like a duck, that we need to be like a duck and let everything roll off, And so she says whenever somebody's like being mean or whenever she is feeling like she wants to get her feelings hurt or wants to quit, she does the quack, 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 quack like a duck because she's just going to let it roll off. And I was like, that's what I need to do. Just let it roll off and put one foot in front of the other, stay the course and, decide that you're not going to get caught up in all the emotional part of it. This is business and, it's a good business. So
Saturday, Heather Burke said something. She's a diamond, and she's an introvert, which I'm an introvert as well, believe it or not. And she said something, and I just looked it up on my team page. My comfort zone was my prison.
Yeah.
And sometimes we paralyze ourselves because of the fear of the unknown. Don't let yourself stop yourself from achieving your dreams. And that is so huge because we're the ones normally standing in our way and telling ourselves we can't do it. And what we say to ourselves is paralyzing us, right? And if we start telling, no, you can do it, like I have my dream board over here. Have you guys all made a dream board? Yes, maybe. Okay, kind of. I highly suggest doing it because even if you don't achieve it, I put Sapphire by January 2017. Not going to happen. That's on my dream board, but it's going to happen. I just have to, change the January to a different month. But it's those goals that you're pushing for and seeing every day and knowing you're going to get there. And I'm telling myself that. So you have to kind of unbreak those prison doors and just let yourself be free, and that sounds so like philosophical or whatever, but seriously, like the majority of people that don't do what they want in life is because they're not letting themselves do it, And like I said, like when I joined, I never thought I would ever be a diamond with Plexus. I'm like, if I can make $500 a month, I'm happy. I was going to be content with that. And now I'm like, no way, I want time freedom. It's not the money, it's the time, like what we can do with that money and my husband not having to work. And so think of your why and why you want to do this and make your dream board. Just do it so that you have it to see. And your kids, if you have kids, make it with your kids and so they can dream big with mom and dad and, get them excited. And so they know why you're on these Zoom calls at night and why you have to miss bath time or whatnot, so they can be excited with you. My 13-year-old wasn't so excited in the beginning, but you know what? She's so excited now and she's like so proud that she's dreaming big and she's talking about Maui and all these things. And so it's cool to see that through her because again, she's always seen me be a quitter in life. And now I feel like what I'm doing with this business is kind of trickling down to my kids. And so she's starting to dream big and I'm always trying to pump her up to do things. I used to be a realist. I think Rossi and I share this too. Like, oh no, that's not going to happen. But now I'm like, yeah, I think it can, it's all about mindset and belief.
Well, and to hear you say that, Andrea, that you were a quitter, I was a quitter. I still struggle with being a quitter. And I laughed about it when I talked to Rossi about starting a journal every January and then quitting by January 6th. And, the baby books that you start in your first child. Hers baby book was great. Ricky's not so much. Katie thought they were adopted. I've always been a quitter. And then even in the other network marketing companies that I was in, I never succeeded. And so it's important for me to succeed in this for a lot of different reasons. My why keeps evolving, and it's important for you to write your why down and your dream board, like you said, but it keeps evolving, and it's important. It's personal to me. So Plexus serves a purpose, a huge purpose in a lot of areas in my life. And then, even with the trafficked girls, it serves a huge purpose. And so I want to succeed, and there's different levels. I succeed all the time, every day when I get my IPA done. And so the personal growth and the transformation in my life, just from working on the personal development and going one step at a time, is taking me to a success every day, every moment. But I do want to hit diamond. And I will.
You will be diamond.
Yeah. All right, does anybody else have any questions?
I don't bite.
She really doesn't. All right, well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And Andrea, thank you so much for committing to our teams and for your imparting your wisdom and your joy. She reminds me of Jody Schlimgen, Rossi, and Ricky, and just absolutely darling. And I know that when you tell us something, it comes from the sincerity of your heart. You genuinely, sincerely believe, and people can trust you. And I think that's another reason why your team is growing so much, and it's such an inspiration to us to watch.
So you're so sweet. Well, thank you for having me.
Well, we love you.
I learn a lot from these calls too. So, I mean, I love doing this. I love talking with people. So I appreciate you both having me on, and all of you for coming on tonight.
Yes.
And I'm going to see everybody at convention, I think, right?
It's hard to put into words the culture of Plexus. I mean, it's even hard to put that in a Zoom call like this, but you will understand it a little bit more if you do go to convention, that it is unlike anything you will have ever experienced. The culture of Plexus, it's just incredible. So
See the heartbeat.
What's that?
Could I just ask for a prayer request? I've never wanted to have a baby early, but just pray this baby comes like 10 days to 2 weeks early so I can come to convention, because I'm due May 30th.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to buy my ticket as soon as I'm able to, and just trust that it's going to happen. So I promised my husband, no, it's only going to come from Plexus money. So
we'll be praying all about God's money. All right, were you going to say
exciting, Rachel?
Thanks.
It's exciting. Another Plexus baby.
I know. Are you having a girl or a boy?
Another girl, third one in less than 3 years. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you need the pink drink for sure.
It's night and day difference, not 1 day of morning sickness. Just a little nausea when Russ was driving his truck. So.
I'm so jealous. I had the worst pregnancies.
My first one was terrible, and my second one I had depression up until she was 5 months old, pretty severely, back to since I was 16. So yeah, all gone.
Yay.
Yes.
All right, everybody, go enjoy your families, and thank you for being on this call. If you have any questions at all, Andrea, Rossi, I are all available. So, all right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.